Hello, testing 1 2 3, 1 2 3. What the heck is bothering me? 3 2 1, 1 2 3. What the heck is bothering me? Can't be much because we all be. Let's try to check it out so we get into the meat of the program. Okay, sound good. Welcome, family, to another wonderful, entertaining, educated edition of We All Be. I'm your host for the empowerment segment, Brother Ron, also known as R2C2H2, the Artivist. Just trying to close out this year, 2020. Like a friend of mine said recently, the new curse word is 2020. Well, I'll be 2020. But 2020, 2020, 2020. I don't know if Esther Roll could pull that off on Good Times and say that 20, 2020. I don't know. But we're about to wrap it up. But I don't know, just because we in one year, 2020 is hindsight. 21 means it's legal. So whatever they do to us in 21 is all legal. Welcome to martial law land. But this is Brother Rum. Got a special one for you all. Thank you for spending time with us on this New Year's Eve to bring in 21. So we're gonna be talking about a little bit of everything this year. It's like a lot of happened. It's like it was a marathon and a sprint. But if you can make it to 21, then you are truly a living legend. No matter who you are, you a shining star. No matter who you are. I'm in Memphis. Maurice White, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the architect and visionary behind that. He went to school just down the block from where I'm doing this broadcast, Booker T. Washington High School in South Memphis. So yeah, you're a shining star, and also you're a living legend if you can make it to 21. So before we get started, I got some special guests on here with me. Read the disclaimer. I believe in the First Amendment, but I'm gonna read the disclaimer. The views expressed by hosts and guests on the We All Be TV platform are not the official views, opinions, beliefs, or perspectives of We All Be News or the We All Be Group Incorporated. We All Be News is an organization that thoroughly believes in supplementing the information narrative that is usually supplied by the corporate news entities with those viewpoints and expressions which may be marginalized or ignored for a plethora of reasons. We are about informing the general public on alternative perspectives as it relates to news and information, and letting the general public be the ultimate judge in deciding on how to use said information. Informed citizens are responsible citizens. Thank you for your support. And before we get into it, I just want to put this in people's minds. Brother Malcolm X was so brilliant. One of the best things he ever done for us was say the following quote: media is the most powerful entity on the planet because it influences and controls the minds of the masses. Also, he had a deserving criticism of black media. He claimed, I'm just paraphrasing him on this, that black media was too reactionary, that he'd be more proactive in getting the story out there, of telling the story, not just to counter the narrative, but to be the main narrative that everybody else tried to counter. There's a lot of news that get underreported or no reported, and it's on us as empowered people to search out the information, to do a thorough vetting of said information, and to come to your own conclusion about said information. So without further ado, we'll introduce some of our guests. Been waiting to pay Dr. Carmen Johnson. How you doing today or tonight?
I am blessed. How are you?
I'm on. I'm still alive. I'm a living legend. If you can make it to 21, you're a living legend, no matter who you are.
Absolutely.
So I want to ask you, because I know we had you on the show recently about concerning your situation with what's you going on. Like you spent 44 months in jail or in prison for something you're trying to help our people out with. Can you just do a little, retelling of that?
Yeah, I spent 44 months in a prison camp, and I am the former housing chair for the state conference of Maryland NAACP. And I was trying to get a moratorium to freeze the illegal foreclosures that was running through the Black community. And a lot of Caucasian people did not like that. And I was ultimately politically hit. Not to mention the NAACP did not stick with me. when my parents called National, when they had arrested me at trial, they said they didn't even know who I was. So that's really unfortunate because I was an executive with them for a number of years. Not to mention, before trial, the feds tried to get me to take a plea. At least 3 different times I refused because I couldn't imagine taking a plea for something I did not do. And I forced them to take me to trial. And ultimately, I lost on 24 counts of mortgage, bank, and wire fraud. And I never did a mortgage a day in my life except my own personal home. And I was slid into a real case with 14 Tanzanians. And 2 of the Tanzanians I knew as realtors. And my for-profit company that I had, we offered services of credit restoration, debt arbitration, financial planning, preparation for bankruptcy, rehabilitation after bankruptcy. We gave small loans, which we paid off people debts that was on their credit report. My company was a member of Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, so we were able to report our trade lines and our services. But apparently this jury did not see what I knew. Not to mention the 2 head Africans, the 2 realtors said that she's not part of our Tanzanian community. She didn't know about our scam, nor did she financially benefit. And then one said, but she helped our clients with credit restoration. And the other one said, well, she knew we were realtors. Well, my company worked with realtors all around the United States. We work with the 5 major banks. We work with mortgage companies all around the country. So just by those 2 head Africans getting on the stand saying that, the trial should have stopped, but it did not, because it wasn't them that they technically wanted. It was me that they wanted off the street. I wasn't given the benevolence to handle my personal affairs or my business affairs. I was arrested immediately. I was taken from Maryland to Washington, D.C. jail. I was thrown in solitary confinement. It was court ordered for me to sit there for 4.5 months until sentencing. It was fecal matter all over the walls and floors. My judge he went to Morehouse. His grandfather was an activist. He ordered me at trial to not bring up any of my activist work or my humanitarian work or any of my community work. So therefore, he stripped me of who I am. And the only thing that was left was their lies. And Winston Churchill once wrote, the most precious thing is the truth, but almost always the truth is barricaded beneath lies. So the only thing that was left was lies. And not to mention, I don't believe that jury was a real jury. It couldn't have been, because anyone could see that I had nothing to do with these mortgage documents or anything. Not to mention, I met women at that prison camp who had 1 count of mortgage fraud and was doing 10 years. Well, I had 24 counts and I only did 3 years and some months, in which I later realized that activists normally get about 2 to 4 years is what an activist get. But I've been all the way to the Supreme Court with no remedy. I was just back in the appeals court in August. A week and a half ago, I got word from my attorney that my appeal was denied and that they did not even write an opinion. So now I'm off to the Supreme Court again. And my mom died on December the 18th. And the last thing she told me was that, you know, I have to keep fighting. And I'm like, Mom, my appeal was denied. And she was like, you know, you have to keep fighting, because if you win, the other people win. And I get it. And I absolutely understand that. So I'm gearing up for the Supreme Court. I do have a petition that's on my website asking the President of the United States to investigate my case. I'm not asking for forgiveness, but to investigate my case and grant me a pardon under Articles, I think Article 72, which will remove me from this restitution of 2.4 million that they have me under. This, I got 3 years left on low risk probation. And they took a large sum of money from me and my company that I had saved over the years, and taxes was paid on it. And they called it substitute assets. And that's against the law. You don't supposed to do that. If the money wasn't tied to any crime, you don't supposed to take someone's assets. But they took my money, so I couldn't get adequate legal representation. And it's really unfortunate. And but I'm optimistic. And like my mom said, I got to keep fighting. I have a book that'll be coming out in March. I haven't received a lot of support on my petition, but I can't worry about that. I've had people tell me you are a Trump supporter, and I've told them I don't see Trump's name anywhere on my website or my petition. I'm not Democrat, nor am I Republican. I'm a practicing Buddhist. I've had large organizations say to me, if you put on your petition President-elect Biden, then we will stand with you. And I told them I cannot do that. And the reason why I can't do that right there is because those 8 crime bills that created mass incarceration of my people, 7 of them, he helped sponsor, co-wrote, or wrote. So I certainly can't put his name on there. Now, what I can do is me and him can sit down and talk about how he enslaved my people. We can talk about that. We can have a conversation about that, but I can't add his name just to get support, because my fight is for all those people, innocent or not innocent, that are still behind the walls, that are still in cages, that are still in jails, that are still in prisons, that are still in camps, that don't have a voice. And my fight is for them. And I stand by that.
Well, first and foremost, I want to send my amplified prayers and blessings and condolences to you and your family for the loss of your mother. It's been a really tough year for a lot of people with losses. Like, I'm just now realizing how many people I lost that I know, even family, friends, or one-time acquaintances. You know, it's been a tough year. Classmates, yeah. But also, I want to keep you encouraged, stay encouraged, because you know you run the marathon. It's not a sprint, and the marathon continues. And hopefully, you can gain traction of support from the people in the community. And I think our problem as a people is that we're not mature enough to understand that it doesn't pay to be reactionary. You know, you got all this information available about why your case matter, why Carmen's story matters. They can go to your website that's posted right there to get the truth from your perspective, from a primary source. So there have to be no filtering like that. You get it from you. You're easy to contact. And why not? Because it's strange to me. Because, like, you know, Judge Joe Brown and a lot of us say you got to heighten the contradictions. And the thing about it is, why is it that you got punished for trying to save black families from losing their homes, whereas Steve Mnuchin got rewarded by being Secretary of Treasury, but he foreclosed illegally on 80,000 people homes, family homes, a lot of black people homes out of California, with the assistance of the state attorney general at the time, Kamala Harris, who is now Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. So we got to heighten those contradictions, and I don't know why that people can't see what we got to see, but I think 21 gonna be a purging year. We're gonna lose a lot of people. We already lost a lot of people in 2020, but you ain't seen nothing yet. So thank you, Sister Dr. Carmen Johnson, for being with us tonight. And I'm gonna add.
I just
I'm
want to
going.
share real quick. I want to add real quickly what was bigger than the foreclosed homes that I was trying to save, which was over 800 families. It was the fact that it was Black fathers, Black mothers, Black children. It was Black husbands, Black wives, Black children. That was the thing that I was watching them destroy our beautiful Black families. That was the biggest thing to me, was that the father, the mother, and the children in the home. So I just wanted to just clear that up. That was like, it blew my mind that they were destroying. It was families living in the woods, Black families living in the woods, and no one was doing nothing about it. And I went to the woods and talked with some of those families. So it was Black families that they were destroying.
Mm. So we got to protect the Black family. They made it their mission here to destroy the Black family at all costs, the Black nuclear family. So I mean, we never had a chance, but we still found a way to connect. But we got to recommit ourselves to the preservation of the Black family and the resurrection of the Black man. Be honest with you, we are weak right now. I'm disappointed. A lot of us males, even the older ones, they very disappointed. But anyway, not all of them. But we're gonna add Brother King BJ. How you doing today, sir? Or tonight, rather, on this ease.
I'm doing fine, Brother Ron and Queen Carmen Johnson. Wow, this is great. I'm actually glad to be back with you. Actually, early today at 4:30 today, we had a wonderful interview. And I always say Dr. Johnson is a queen and a fighter for the cause and the people, and she actually deserves to be praised. For her accolades and efforts. You're wonderful. And we do thank you for your efforts. And also, Brother Ron, if you say we love you madly, let me tell you something about Brother Ron, Dr. Common, because I came to Tennessee with a friend of mine and resetting the restaurant with Judge Brown and Sakima Bay, who actually had a program with Kulig earlier tonight. And I said, reset there, and I said, man, this is great. I got back to Memphis actually because that was great. 12-hour ride, but it was worth every minute. Because I was supposed to go to Arkansas, but I said, dang, I'm glad that Brother Ron, when I came to Memphis took me to a Black-owned restaurant because he didn't. I daggone was gonna say, what the hell did you bring me to? Yeah, that's how I am. But yeah, it was interesting. You got to go to Memphis, meet with Brother Ron, the judge. You have an interesting experience for a day. So I do want to thank Ron for his artistry and the beautiful painting of Dr. Francis Quest Wilson in his book that he awarded me and my friend that was with me. So
No problem.
yes, I'm glad to be back. He is a wonderful artist and he is a fighter for the people, and we love him madly. I look at it like this in a context. Outside of my brother and a few people out here outside in Richmond, Virginia that I used to talk to, a lot of your stuff get knocked down, and people be like, "Man, you're crazy. You're just talking nuts." I've been talking about this stuff for 7 years, so I finally got people that agree. So I don't have to work as hard to convince people my views anymore because okay, it's coincidental actually. Doctor, what's the guy name? It was a guy named Doctor Umar Johnson that was on the Valerie Denise Jones show, and I was trying to follow him, and I tried to call in, and then I just happened to catch on to um other people because I had been listening to you guys from afar, but I was actually following him, and then I just happened to call into Valerie Denise Jones. So actually, I do got to give it a shout out to Valerie Denise Jones because she did help me website www.kingbjfitness.com. So coming to this year, I was actually out early tonight giving out some business cards. So maybe we can do some personal training because we got to get in shape. I mean, this could be a trying year in 2021. So nutrition, health, and getting your vitamin D up is vital. And this stuff done. I've got 2 or 3 people that say they want to lose some weight. So hey, let's go and get it done. You know, and then I also do train people. You know, some women and some guys. You know, we go out to the range and stuff, and you know, try to teach them how to, you know, shoot or whatever. But that's another story. We'll get into that.
All right. Health is very important. I mean, so-called Great Reset. Your health is your wealth. And what this year has exposed for a lot of us that we have been too reliant on a system that does not respect our humanity to take care of us. And they're trying to get rid of us. They've been trying to get rid of us more so now because they don't really have a need for a lot of us. And so now it's time to reclaim that. How can you say you're ready for revolution? You ain't ready to run a mile. If you're not, you know, doing things that's going to ensure that you be around long enough to get some of the benefits of fighting for something worth fighting or even dying for, I would say. So I think Dr. Carmen, what do you think about that? I mean, all the stuff you've been through.
Well, you know, I'm a Buddhist, so I'm a health fanatic. But you know, we've been trapped in, you know, the house, you know, our places quite a bit this year. But I eat 1 meal a day. And I eat very healthy. So health is very important. I take a lot of herbal supplements and holistic supplements and all kinds of stuff like that. So health is very important because we need this shell to survive on this earth. Did you hear what I said? We need this shell to survive on this earth. So
it definitely does. And
take care of it.
Yes, ma'am. And congratulations, BJ, on your go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As a matter of fact, I was sending Dr. Carmen and you a thing yesterday that Bill Gates is hatching a plan to try to block the sun's rays. Time's ticking, the clock tick 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 tick. So they realized, hey, we got to block out the sun because hey, it's getting a little bit hot, you know. I mean, today it was 6 degrees here in Richmond, about 55. Really. Tomorrow's gonna be 41. You know, up down weather. You know, you don't have a known winter anymore. So, but that's how it's been here. We just gotta, you know, realize what these people are doing because they're getting it's time. They're only gonna get worse. As a matter of fact, I'm actually looking forward to see more and more people are pushing back against the vaccine. It was a place today in Wisconsin where they blew up the vaccine in their lab, man. Somebody saw their ex-worker vaccine or something. So that's good. I was like, yes, thank you, blow him up. Because you don't need it anyway. I don't want your vaccine. I ain't gonna take your vaccine. Matter of fact, like I told you, in Minnesota, I'm gonna say something else. In Minnesota, people are starting to question the COVID death certificates now. So everything will be called into question. So it's time to lay it all out on the carpet now. People are really starting to get fed up. People that saying we're going in the store and wearing, man, I love this actually. Expose it all.
Okay, we're going to add somebody else to the conversation. And congratulations, King BJ, on your personal training and fitness business. That's great.
Congratulations, yes. Bernard.
Yeah, and also Brother Kulik. What's up? Run that ball, boy. Run the ball.
Come on, guys. How you doing there? We all be Brother Ron.
All right.
Dr. Carmen, thank you very much for you up today. But y'all happy New Year. How y'all doing?
Oh, we blessed.
Yes.
Brother Cooler, what you got going? Man, I be faking the fuck, man. I ain't gonna lie. I got these old boomer heads. How about them Cowboys that they still care about this crap? And they voted for Biden too, by the way. But they don't care. I could be a Cowboy fan. They okay with it, but I can't vote for Trump. They hate me.
Well, you know, some people like to hang themselves. They like to tighten the noose around their neck real tight themselves, and you gotta let them be.
Yeah, but it is weird though. These brothers it's like Arrested Development. These are older black men. But they really males, they not men, but they 70-something and 60-something. I mean, they brilliant. A lot of guys are great, but they don't know nothing about politics, man. They want to be on that Candyland plantation. I can't talk to them because I could be, look, my childhood pastor unfriended me on Facebook. He think anybody vote for Trump are idiots. This is a guy who baptized me. I didn't even know a child wished him congratulations, so he's a gospel music innovator. And he had got featured on NPR. So I didn't know he unfriended me till I tagged him
Wow.
in my congratulation post. I said, wow, you the man who taught me, you know, Sunday school, Easter programs, and encouraged me, and you gonna unfriend me over my politics?
Well, that shows you how real Jesus is. We know Jesus is not real. So, I mean, you know.
I had said the disclaimer, y'all. Don't be holding me accountable for what these brothers and sisters be saying on my show. I just said the disclaimer at the beginning of the show. You know, people always confusing me with everybody else's opinions, man. It's funny to me.
Yeah, that's sad. I was listening to the podcast with you and Sister Lauren. I heard you say the same thing about your pastor. That's very sad. That's I'll say this. Just because a male has a good job or is popular, let's say I make $1 million a year, doesn't make me an actual man. If I can't be truthful to the man in the mirror, be truthful to my women out there that got sense, or men that got sense, and if I can't be fair, if I can't be balanced, if I can't have common sense, you're really not a man. Just because you got a lot of money or whatever doesn't make you a man.
Well, I look at Dr. Carmen, the stuff she's going through. Why are the men around her to protect her interests and advocate for her? Why are the men in politics on the realtors? What about the black male realtors? What the hell, Dr. Carmen?
Well, you know, whatever my mission is, I planned it before I came here, and I'm living it. And I understand or overstand that the universe got me. And now that I've gone through all of these things, these experiences, I am an expert of mass incarceration of my people, of prison dismantlement, of defund the police, the fraud that go on in the Department of Justice. I'm more dangerous than I was when they first arrested me at trial, when they called me a terrorist and they called me ISIS and they said we got to get her off the street. Well, now you made me the spook who sat by the door. You put me in your facility. You put me in your SHIT, and I watched how it worked. And now I'm more dangerous than before. But as far as finding people, the frequency and the vibration of the universe already got me, and it's okay. And the people that are for me are going to follow my light, because I am an example of what our people should be, which is not take a plea for something you didn't do, or take a 20-year plea for a $5 crack rock, you know, stuff like that. I am that example to get my people to wake up and fight back and stop being scared. So as far as realtors, I'm not going to beg anyone. Like I said, I don't have Trump's name on my stuff. I don't have Biden's name on my stuff. I have the president of the United States, and I'm asking for my case to be investigated. Now, whoever don't want to support me, I got the universe. I am optimistic. I am positive. I have visioned it. I have created it, and it is done.
I want to wish y'all a happy New Year on the East Coast. I'm in the Central Time Zone, so happy New Year to y'all. Y'all made it. Y'all living legends. I'm stuck in time.
I hear fireworks popping outside right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
And how you
Happy
doing,
New Year to y'all. And I mean, my thing is this. Like, a lot of us, we're not going to solve the problems on YouTube Live or Facebook Live or social media. We got to get out there and do some things that can't be publicized or don't need to be publicized. There's going to be a lot of things behind the scenes that need to be getting done. My thing about black folks, when we say black people are powerless, we're not powerless. We just don't do things in our favor because we have no agenda or plan of action that benefits us. We have a lot of power, but if you don't have no agenda or plan of action, then you can't do anything to advocate and get leverage to get what you want. You can't articulate what you want. And I think this is a sad state of affairs because we should have been able to get you a pardon. We should have got Dr. Bill Cosby out of prison. She got Mumi Abu Jamal out of prison. She got pardoned Ashada Shakur. But the problem is that people blame Trump for not knowing stuff. Why should he know when the system benefits him as a white man? It's white male privilege. It's a patriarchy for white men, not males, but men. They don't have to know your struggle, your pain, your story. We need to know our struggle, our pain, our story, and need to advocate for that. But he got a lot of folks around him, bunch of Uncle Stevens and Aunt Stephanies that don't speak for our people. They just okay with the crumbs that they get and don't trickle down off the table on the floor to us. And therein lies the problem. We really don't have any advocates for black America or so-called black people.
Crabs in a barrel.
No, ain't nothing wrong with crabs in a barrel. Hell, if the barrel, if you crabs in a pot, if the pot is heated, you trying to get the hell out the goddamn pot. That's like, when somebody's drowning and you can't damn swim, you trying to save them, y'all both drown. So we drowning. We're not trying to kill each other. I mean, my thing is this. We are not seeing things as they are. When y'all tell me, they say Trump racist. Yeah, he racist. He's a racist. All white people are racist. It's their system. Whoever benefits from a system that exploits and keep you at the bottom, they racist. Because if they don't want to be racist no more, well, end the system, white people. You ain't gonna give up your privilege. What type of fool would give up power or leverage? Only black people, because we've been conditioned to think like that. When white folks on the job, they on code, they're gonna look out for their cousin, for their in-law. They don't care if they got beef with it, they're gonna make sure they get the job. Black folks say, well, what would Jesus do? And man, we gotta be fair and we gotta have moralities and ethics and stuff, because we want to get to heaven, because all God children got shoes. They all got Jordans and Kobe's. We don't think right. Everybody else think, white folks think about their group. It's about self-preservation. The number one law of nature is self-preservation. Black folks do not practice that. We don't.
Let me ask you a question.
I'll go whatever.
You know anybody ever came back?
I'm gonna tell you like this. I believe that aliens have been here for a long, long time. It's UFO, alien, there's some strange looking people among us. You see Man in Black. What I'm saying is there's a lot of things that we don't know. Harry Truman said it best. The only thing new is the history you don't know. That's the only thing new. And we worry about the wrong thing. I don't care about the Jews. Hell, you need to study the Jews. They got all the power. How they get the power? Study that. Black folks need to be studying, researching, not only researching history, but learning your body. Learning what to eat, how to think, how to meditate, how to help, like you said, keep this shell as long as we can on this planet. See, I gotta do like a lot of reverse engineering the way I think about how my body is. I just turned 40. I can't keep doing the same stuff I was doing at 20 or 25. I ain't gonna last that long. So I'm reversing stuff right now. So you speak, I'm not setting no New Year resolution. I'm looking for a New Year revolution, but it starts with me. It's my energy, my inner God. Everything you need is inside of you. Everything, but we've been taught to not trust ourselves. Somebody talk about DuPont or whatever. DuPont brought this company from Henry Wallace, who was the vice president under Franklin Roosevelt. He was between Jack Gardner from Texas and eventually Harry Truman, who became president. But Henry Wallace, his master teacher was a black man named, guess who? George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver is the real Dr. Doolittle. He used to speak to plants and animals all the time. So when he was going to school in Iowa, he couldn't stay on campus because he's black. So he stayed with Henry Wallace's family. His daddy was a prosperous Republican newspaper publisher. So he stayed with them. So they would go on nature walks. And that's how he got his love for nature and for, with plants and stuff. I'm talking about Henry Wallace. So he started a company with just 7,000 inheritance from his wife back in the 20s. This company ended up getting sold to DuPont back in 1999 for almost $9.9 billion overall. This is back in 1999. This is an idea he got from observing George Washington Carver on their nature walks. That's a black man. You imagine if George Washington Carver had patents on most of the stuff he invented. You know how much money that Tuskegee would have had? They had way more money than all the Ivy Leagues put together. But George Washington Carver didn't care for money. This is weird. George Washington Carver, they said he used to keep all his checks in his damn dresser drawer. So if somebody needs some money, he'll tell a student, hey, get the check out the drawer. He didn't care about money. But who raised George Washington Carver? His former slave masters. His mama was kidnapped by the Night Riders, the Klan, and took her to the Ozarks, never heard from again. They castrated George Washington Carver because they didn't want him sleeping with the daughter. Listen to his voice online. He got a high-pitched voice. This is what they do to our people, man. We are gifted. We are the alchemists of humanity, but yet we do things that don't benefit us no more. Benefits everybody but us. Even our struggles, the civil rights thing, it's a blueprint for gays, white women, illegal immigrants, everybody but black indigenous folk. Therein lies a problem. But I'm gonna shut up. Y'all can help, well, y'all want to take it.
Well, you also have to understand they stole all of our stuff, and then they gave us this watered down book that do not work. But they stole all of our rituals and our, being able, the ability to be able to communicate with the animals and the plants and things of that nature. They took all of our stuff. And then they told us, your reward is in heaven, you wait. They took away us learning how to properly meditate and bring our frequencies and vibrations up. If we could absolutely bring our vibrations and frequencies up, we can absolutely break out of the matrix that they have created for us. But we are so preoccupied and we don't want to study. I mean, I'm a reader. I mean, I'm a researcher. I'm a reader. I know thyself. I know who I am. I know where I come from. And you can't pee on me and tell me it's raining.
That's right.
So we got to get back to our roots. We got to remember who we are, because it's embedded in our DNA and in our RNA is already inside of us. So people need to turn the TVs off, put down the cell phones, stop the rapping, and get to know yourself.
That's right.
Well, let me ask you a question, Dr. Johnson. Because everything I share with everybody. I post about 30 hours on Facebook a day, but I probably know about 5 people really serious, right? But as I was showing you and Judge and everybody else that Dr. that I was showing Dr. Johnson about this woman that pulled her pants down and was twerking in a restaurant. That's bread and circuses. Just like I was telling my partner today, it's bread and circuses. When you're talking about Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump talking about a black child that got his iPhone taken or something like that, that's nonsense. I mean, we got bigger things to worry about than some, I don't know. I don't even know why they even came up to Al Sharpton and them about some cell phone. They like dang, and then Crump around. I said, Crump again, man. You back on the prowl again, man? Like, God damn, man. But it goes to show you that in the year 21, they're on the East Coast. Okay, still waiting for Central Time, so we got to make sure that we stay long enough for it to be East Central Time.
Yeah, we got about 50 minutes away, but go ahead.
But I look at it like this. When you see all this nonsense, and I told Dr. Johnson that you and Lauren and other women that if somebody listen. Me and Ron one time had a chat, and we said, look, we're not saying you're a Trump supporter, but he said he's not looking for some black women Trump supporters. That's what he said. We joked about it. But it's it is what it is. I know if you thinking where you do have a different type, maybe not always on repeat. Just like I was talking to a brother today about the NBA, and the NBA saying on January, cool, I should run that ball. And they told them they got to wear contact tracing devices side of the game and the team tail. I said these guys should quit the NBA today and say you can be tracking me like that. But actually, that's what they're trying to do with this vaccination too. So it says in Revelation 9, we're not be able to buy, sell, or trade without the market. I'm trying to find out why pastors are talking about this, because you're gonna have to have an passport, and you're gonna have to have this to travel. They actually playing, but nobody well, some maybe I have some churches out there. I'm not gonna say all pastors. The large majority of them are not talking about this. So it's a very big concern, but I'm damn glad that we do have some women like Dr. Carmen Johnson and Lauren and so many women around the world. It's a lot of y'all out there. All of y'all not thinking on the same frequency, but ones that are thinking on that you can see are bombarded in ice and praised as heroes. Just like, what's this bed wench named in Georgia, Stacey Abrams, and them to find out that her sister's on the case of one of the judges trying to block it. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, now wait a minute. Stacey, you got this woman named Ruby Freeman, or is it Ruby Moss? They got arrested for election fraud. Why are you making your own sister the face of election fraud behind you? And you really doing this to people? I'm like, we'll say, I'm not just blaming on Stacey because you had to have the women with the bad mentality to do that because they tricked to thinking they're doing something, but really true. And I'm sure Sakima Bay said this on the program, that it was a big sting operation anyway. So, just got caught in the jam. There's a lot of people going to be going down for this. So, hey, I'm not going to say you do the crime. I'm going to say you got to think about your consequences of your action, because this was a real clandestine operation they did. So that's how I look at it.
Okay.
But people also got to understand that, Trump has exposed voter fraud. But the way I look at it, now we got to look at how Congress people are voted on, and how senators are voted on, and how people in your community is voted on. Is it voter fraud going on all across the board? Now you got to look at the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Now we got to say, wait a minute, this is how these old people then sat in these seats for all these years because of voter fraud, like Maxine Waters and Mitch McConnell and whatever his name is, because of voter fraud, probably.
I mean, we never had a fair vote, a fair election anytime in the history of this country. You go back to 1960 with Kennedy and Nixon. And Nixon won that election, but he didn't contest it too much because Kennedy got help from dead people in Chicago. Then if you go back in 1968 and in Pennsylvania always been problematic for a lot of reasons. I mean, it's a very corrupt state. Like they said about Pennsylvania, you got Pittsburgh on one side, Philadelphia on the other side, and Alabama in the middle. So you look at what happened to Cosby. I mean, his wife, the judge over the case, his wife had a bias towards Cosby. Her and her organization, he's the presiding judge over the case. And even with the DA office, Cosby had to deal with if he, did the civil, suit testimony, whatever, that they wouldn't bring up any future charges. He had that in writing, as far as I'm concerned, I think in the email. So they just undermined all of that, lost all credibility to me, especially with the election situation with Dick Gregory back in 1968. They say he got 9 million votes from Pennsylvania, and that was in the Wall Street Journal and everything. And they say they made a mistake. So we don't know if he won or not. He could have won. He told them to write me in back in 1968. But my thing is, voting is not that important, to be honest with you. It's the least important political tool in the tool belt for politics. It's the ability to control the people who set your policy. Because the politicians are not the leaders. They represent the interests of the leaders who back them financially. You look at Barack Obama, his biggest campaign contributor was Goldman Sachs. Look at the Secretary of Treasury. You go back to the Clinton administration. They start putting all these Goldman Sachs guys in the Secretary of Treasury. Even Larry Summers used to be the president of Harvard. I don't know if he's still the president of Harvard University. I don't care. But it's Goldman Sachs Incorporated, the federal government. They betrayed the labor movement, the working class, the poor people. The Democratic Party did all this for the last 30 years. They sold out the American public for greed and gold. And so people got to know this history. Because my problem with people, like I talk about these black baby boomers, these male black baby boomers, not all of them, but a lot of them. When I ask them, look, bro, tell me why Trump is bad. Well, he did a lot of damn things. I can't name them all, brother. He did a lot of that damn thing. We have to get the hell out of there. Shit. I said, okay, but you asked me why Biden. I could tell you all this stuff on Biden. It's not, but you accused me of being emotional. But you all got this. Oh, that's Lawrence, man, got to go. Like Syracuse, you got to get kicked out the damn Sweet 16. You can't have them. I was like, well, why? Why? You can have a dog you can have a Lassie or Mr. Ed in the White House. Who gives a damn? You got checks and balances in the system. You got 3 branches of government. They don't teach civics. How am I trust a person to vote for the future of the country? I don't trust you to know civics. You know what I'm saying? You go on late night shows. I remember I used to watch Jay Leno. He'll go man on the street. These folks don't even know who their senator is, they state representative, who's on the damn PTA, who's on the school board, who's the dog catcher. They don't know nothing. So why I'm gonna trust you? Just stick to the sports, man. Run that ball, or watch them run that ball and say we lost, boss. These Negroes talking about we lost. Are you on the Washington football team? Are you on Jerry Jones' payroll? Why are we losing? We didn't lose unless you bet the mortgage money. Yeah, you lost because when they lose, they still win. Even when they lose the Super Bowl, they get bonuses. No, you lost, partner. So what I'm saying is, black folks, Negroes, why is it the only time black men could be gangster when we talk about sports? We could be passionate, we could be convicted when we talk about some damn children's game. And then we want to prove something to the devils. Like baseball. Baseball, talking about Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds didn't cheat. Look, baseball was not invented by Abner Doubleday. Baseball did an investigation to the origins of baseball. Not only did Abner Doubleday, who was a Civil War general, did not invent baseball, he probably never played baseball, but guess where the Baseball Hall of Fame is at? It's in Cooperstown, his hometown. America is a damn lie. It's a farce. It's an illusion. It never was inclusive. One thing that Colin Kaepernick did, I don't really care for him, but he exposed that missing verse in the national anthem about killing the slave. And who wrote the national anthem? Francis Scott Key, a slave owner from Baltimore. And I'm going to shut up. I'm an angry black man. But y'all go ahead, y'all. Talk about what you want. But Georgia, look, the black women, not all black women, but certain type of black women got gatekeeping power. Black people, some black women, a lot of black, some of the freest people in America. It's the gatekeeper. I ain't talking about all black women, Dr. Carmen. But a lot of y'all, every time I got to deal with a problem with my housing, it's some black women. The IRS, bunch of black women. Grocery store, black women. I'm just dealing with black women that just like to disrespect black men. Maybe it's on me, though. I don't check them like I should. But I'm 40 years old. I'm going to start checking them now. I can't take no more of this type of treatment. I've been treated like this all my life. Can't take no more. I can't take it no more. Okay, y'all go ahead.
Well, it's mighty funny that you said that. It's mighty funny you said that because what you just said is very interesting when we look at a context. Because if we look at the black woman in the Willie Lynch syndrome, this is part of the deal. This is even in the civil rights movement. They were some of them messing around with the Jewish masters. Even we talked about Elaine Brown the other day when you was on the program.
And Judge in denial about that. I don't know why. I don't know why. She said in the autobiography that was her boyfriend, that mind control MK Ultra guy, J. Richard Kennedy. She talked about it in her autobiography. Yeah, Taste of Power.
Well, but I look at it like you got the Willie Lynch on your gatekeeper. Now you got, but I think we got to do some more cities here. It's January 1st down here in Virginia now, and Maryland.
Kind of breaking up, brother. Bernard, you're breaking up a little bit. You kind of, I don't know.
Oh, I'm saying January 1st now, right? Yeah.
No, it's kind of breaking up still. It's kind of like doing a T-Pain thing over there. You T-Painting it.
I don't know.
I do know it's called NSA, CIA, all them people, the alphabet people.
Well, the here in Virginia, they now starting, you can be legal immigrant, get a driving permit. So that's a new one. Legislation marijuana coming to Virginia. I think they're gonna start doing this. Man, I was thinking to myself, put this on Facebook a month ago. Now they're about to start trading water on the stock market. So water's gonna become a commodity now. So we gotta get really focused. So store some food, get some water. Remember, Biden told you on the debate it's gonna be Operation Dark Winter. Let's see what happens. But I will say that right now that the Trump's the way of the Great Reset. And I will say that January 6th could be popping because a lot of people not got his planned. And they didn't want these guys to object votes. But I'm glad they got Josh Hawley did, because he put a status on Twitter. Walmart tried to attack him. He said, "Will you apologize for your slave labor in the way you pay your workers?" So that was very interesting. The hashtag came on Twitter, boycott Walmart. So that was very interesting.
Hawley, he's
Josh
in Missouri,
Hawley,
right?
Yep. Senator of Missouri. Yeah.
State of Missouri. I call it Missouri. I don't call it damn Missouri or Missouri. It's Missouri.
But I give him credit for saying it because they tried to attack him for rejecting the votes. They told him, go ahead and have your 2-hour debate. Well, don't you have a 2-hour debate? You can debate every day. See, the mainstream media has really done us a service. Georgia is looking at voting to certify the results. There are 2 ballots in Wisconsin. At Michigan, they had to turn a county. And they don't really have to tell this story because otherwise some shit might not even heard.
But now I need you to fix that Wi-Fi. You got too much information that needs to be heard, but we can't hear it. He froze, ain't
man. No, I'm here.
Yeah, but you got to fix that Wi-Fi. You see too much information now. We can't understand, brother. There's a lot of good information, but we can't understand it.
Oh, yeah, man.
But then Holly, to me, he ain't risking nothing really. He got a lot to gain because Missouri went for Trump. The state of Missouri went for Trump. So really, I mean, that's smart play right there. Kudos. But I think Mitch McConnell might be playing the long game, though. He might be, because I think everything that Trump doing right now is to expose and to heighten the contradictions. Everything's about heightening contradictions right now. You're getting a thorough political education that you didn't get because there was no civics class or no social studies or whatever when you was going to school. So he's showing you how this stuff is really played, because most people get played all the time. Most of us are suckers. You know, bread and circuses, all that stuff. So we getting played every day, but he's showing y'all, are y'all tired of getting played?
Not all, but probably 75% of boomers are suckers.
I don't know. I just know I deal with the man. A lot of the men don't know too much of anything because they've been taken care of all their lives.
Yeah,
see, we're in a different generation. I mean, a lot of the men, I'm gonna tell you something. Not probably one of boomers. Like, I'm in Memphis, and I went to a couple of things. MLK 50, the 50th anniversary back in 2018. The sanitation workers, ain't too many of them still around. The I'm a man dudes. I told these guys, I said, look, man, I know I appreciate what y'all did, but come on now. Y'all could have dropped out of high school back in the day and got a good job at the factory, making a lot of money, could raise your own family. Your woman could have stayed at home to raise the kids, could have sent your kids to school, could retire to 30 or 40 years with a pension. Now, y'all had something to really fight for back then, because the American economy was at a historic expansion. It was expanding historically because it was a wartime economy, because we really got the Great Depression by getting to World War II, and we've been at war ever since that time, Cold War, whatever. So the economy was booming. So black folks were making a lot of money back in the 70s. It wasn't until the 80s when things started to turn around with the manufacturing jobs. But you could have made it as a high school dropout and be an American success. So don't act like it's like this now than it was like then.
El Shika Shemet says, learn the Constitution first is what they are revealing. And you know what? This is going back to that 12th Amendment thing in the Constitution, which it is very revealing. I'm sitting there laughing about it because I saw the guy on CNN say it when they funny though, they're actually revealing to you.
You still looking at CNN, man?
No, I don't.
Who watches the news? I don't watch the news.
No, I saw it on YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? I saw YouTube for He's the Cars on a YouTube video and happened to see it. But he was explaining the Constitution, and they asked me. They saw it. They said, "Did you know about the 12th Amendment?" I said, "It's always been in the Constitution." And they said, well, "Tell us." They're not supposed to. Who cares? I mean, Article 2, Section 4. What do you want to read? And not as long. I mean, the Constitution is really that long. You know, you just take a look at it. You know, I was actually last week actually, and we talked about this, brother Ron, how, you know, they showed you basically how they laundered the money of other countries on Christmas, while everybody was, you know, with the family watching basketball, football. Ukraine, if you watch the whole interview, it's interesting. Said Joe Biden took $7.4 billion from them. This was in Ukraine. It was you had to actually watch it, and you had to see the closed caption because they were talking in Ukrainian, other way of understanding them. So that was very interesting. It happened on Christmas Day.
Yeah, most things happen when, you know, on holidays or holidays or holy days, whatever you view them, man. You know, a lot of the most important news of the whole out on Friday. Huh?
Including Nashville, Tennessee.
We can't understand you, man. I know you said Nashville, Tennessee. We gotta have you. So you tell too much important information we can't understand though. Cause your Wi-Fi, I don't know what's going on over there, BJ. But you know what's interesting? Is he froze? Like freeze? Okay, that's not. Look, what he's saying. Cause I know y'all. You know, I'm holding on to midnight. But Joe Biden, the last debate they had it in Nashville, he talked about dark winter. And the thing about it is, Trump, one of his favorite presidents is Andrew Jackson, who has the Hermitage outside of Nashville. Andrew Jackson basically postponed the central banking taking over the banking interests of this country by several decades. He was a horrible man, but what he did, he took on Nicholas Biddle and the central banking interest, the Rothschild agent, right? So he postponed it for decades. Because all this stuff is about policy, about controlling money, like Gaddafi. He wanted to unify Africa behind a certain currency backed by real substance. And they got rid of Gaddafi because he was one of our assets. You see, the United States only take out their assets. That's why we never took out North Korea, because we don't control North Korea. We controlled Iran. So how can Saddam do 9/11 when we control their airspace? How you gonna do 9/11? We control their airspace. Don't catch fame from Saudi Arabia. No, Bin Laden was from Saudi Arabia. His family was connected with the Bushes. But I'm saying everything's an inside job, right? You sabotage your stuff to make a profit. You start wars not to fight for liberation and self-determination, but control of other people's resources. Corporations make money off of war, divide and conquer. Well, I want us as black people to understand, stop worrying about if Trump gonna be president or not, or Biden gonna be president. That is not our fight. Our fight is get our minds, body, and spirit right for the marathon. This is where we need to go. I don't care. I mean, I would like for Trump to retain office, because I think we could do better business with Trump than with a Biden. Because Biden is not open to hearing black folks. He don't look at us as equals or anything like that. And he disrespects us at every turn. But I can't even call it disrespect when you allow yourself to get disrespected. I mean, he's gorilla pimping. I'm from Memphis. He gorilla pimping. He's strong-handing these folks, man. He's Candy landing it. He's Calvin Candy from Django. You know what I'm saying? He Calvin Candy. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is, he learned that from Eastland. You know, if you want to talk about one Democrat, James Eastland, that's the one Malcolm always talked about, who set the policy for the Democratic Party for decades. Eastland, that was his mentor. That's how he learned how to do that legislation to get against black people. But what I don't understand is that, damn, you don't want to be in charge of anything, black folk. We always want to be called a boy or a girl, always be treated lesser than, and we pass that on to our children. You know, we get mad. It's like even how we don't honor the people that fight for us. Like, I feel sorry when hashtag Pookie or Ray Ray, or what, I don't mean this, it's a Ray Ray, I know he's a good brand. But hashtag whoever, you know, Shaquiqua, as sad it is. What about the folks who actually dedicated their lives to try to empower black folks? What about Dr. Carmen Johnson? She's still alive. She didn't know what she was risking when she tried to fight to keep black families together by making sure they had a home they could afford. And yet we don't fight for her. She's struggling to get people to sign her petition, struggling to get people to hear her case, to get media platforms, so-called media platforms, to amplify her story. This is a travesty. This is a travesty. And this is the problem I got. We're not, I mean, when black folks tell me we on code, there is no code to speak of. Because if you was on code, Dr. Johnson would not be struggling in the wilderness by herself. You wouldn't have the problem we have.
It goes back to what you said before, Brother Ron. You know, you were talking about these baby boomers and all that. And in the men in particular, and I've had conversations with them many times, and I sometimes do, but it's very frustrating. They have like this government chip in their head where it's like, here's the basic common sense factor right here.
Mm-hmm.
What they had back then in comparison to, I'm a millennial, I'm 34, so you know, whatever they want to say.
Enjoy it, man, because they go by fast. Enjoy your 30s.
That's right. But it's like they you said it. They had these opportunities that I'm not gonna say they didn't take advantage of, but they had something they could fight for. Now, what am I fighting for?
Right.
You know, and I'm not going to get too much into other stuff, the far end stuff I talk about a lot, but it's like, if I'm going to fight for something, if I'm going to defend something, it has to be something that my lineage and my ancestors laid down, not this bubblegum stuff we see in the media every day. I'm not going to be worried about Pookie and Ray Ray and Shaniqua and Carter B. That's what the white folks made. That's not of me. That's a monster. That's a disaster. So all that kind of stuff they talking about, defend and all that, that's garbage. So to get back what you're saying, Brother Ron, like, I don't know if they're jealous of us. And when I say jealous, I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's something in their head where they think it's an easy going thing and all that. And I've done what I need to do in my life. I went to school. I did this and that and all this kind of stuff. But it's like they think it's easy, and I'm like, no, this is the most complicated. I don't want to say hardest, but it's very complicated. This is a hard puzzle to figure out, if you will. Now we can figure it out, but we have to, like you said, fix our mind, our body, our spirit, our soul. But if we can't get on one accord, I don't know if that can happen.
Well, Dr. John, I got to ask you, because you know some boomer guys, right? Boomer man, black boomer man. I mean, like you out here. I mean, what's the deal? Like, what's your take on the black boomer male generation? I mean, not all of them, but
they take in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
They get in the bag. When I was fighting for our people to stay in their homes, I received several phone calls, and Ron, you and I talked about it before, where these white men were asking me, what do I want? Mm-hmm. What do I want? And I couldn't imagine selling my people out. So a lot of these older people and people my age and younger are selling us out. They know that we will sell each other out for the bag. Yeah. And that's the most disgusting thing. So what the feds now know about me is two things. She ain't gonna take the bag, and she ain't gonna take a plea. So these people are taking a bag. They look like you and I. They taking that bag, and it's really unfortunate. But I do want to share one of the most beautiful things that came out of being an executive of the NAACP was I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Frances Wesling. Mm-hmm. And so I had time to spend with her.
Man, wow.
That's Bernard.
Yeah, that's a BJ. I'm gonna mute him. Get it together, BJ. Get it together, man. All right, go ahead.
So I just wanted you to know, even though I come from generation of husband and wives on both my parents' sides, I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Frances Wesling, who created the ISIS papers that explained to me herself what was happening with the white man versus the black man, and why the white man hated the black man so much. Now, I'm not talking about no thugs and men walking around, guys walking around with the pants down. I'm talking about real black men. Mm-hmm. So I can't do anything but love you guys, love you black men. You know what I mean? I can't imagine being disrespectful, trying to overtalk you all. I can't imagine that, especially sitting down with a woman as great as Dr. Wesling, with her breaking it down to me personally and explaining to me what all of this is about. But going back to your question, people of color are taking the bag and selling our people out. And that's disgusting to me.
That's different. That's why I say we had to go back to the greatest generation. I'm gonna put that up right quick and make a point about that. You have to go back to the greatest generation to find the last generation of black people who were solid and stood up and fought back. You know, man, I'm thinking about the Montgomery bus boycott, where you had, it was a thing. Black women were being raped by police and bus drivers back in the day. And when that Montgomery bus boycott started, you had black men who were veterans from World War II and Korea. They started protecting the sisters, walking them home, whatever they had to do, and stop that rape stuff going on for that, for at least 381 straight days. So that's something to think about. Then also in Detroit, at those plants that, the auto plants that became used to build war equipment and stuff like that, black women were being discriminated against by their white counterpart. You had black women that could not even eat at the lunchrooms at these plants. They had to go into the restroom to eat their lunch. And then they were gotten rid of. They had lower pay than the white women, but it was the black men that said, if you don't treat our sisters with respect, we're going to quit too. And so they had to rehire the sisters and give them better pay and working conditions. So this stuff has been known. See, we got each other back. There's nobody can stop us. But when we are at each other's throats and now on the same page with stuff, that's how they divide and conquer us. Because I tell people that the real Trinity is the black man, woman, and child. And when we on the same page, we can shift paradigms and move mountains and manifest an alternate reality to the BS we're facing. But because we're not on the same page, for a lot of times, we don't get nothing done. But we have power, but because we're not on code or have an agenda that help us keep it together, therein lies the problem. So I'm gonna give BJ another chance.
Hey man, I don't know what's going on, man. They keep knocking me off, man. I don't know what's up.
Much better now. Okay. You sound much better now.
Well,
go ahead, BJ.
Like I said, I want to say something. I want to ask Kulik, because Kulik has an interesting view of this sometimes. Like I said, Kulik, so you said the women that are not like Dr. Johnson and Lawrence, so you say we need to cut the rope for the most part.
Excuse me, Dr. Johnson, but I was going to say we're going to have to hang them in the streets, and I'll tighten it. I'll get the white folks to tighten, whoever else, but they got to go because they are the alpha and omega of this mess going on now. I'm not saying these Negroes that are my age group or these baby boomers that are not men are not the causation of it, but when your womb is not, and again, not all, but when your womb is a mad dog, you know what you do to a mad dog, right? We know, right? Like mad cow disease, you know what you do to them. You
yellow, yeah.
That's what's going on right now. So I'll gladly do it. Y'all can pay me, black folks. I'll gladly do it. I'll be the secret sniper, whatever. And I'm saying this live, whatever I need to do. But Laquita and Bewita and all that, feminism, they got to go. They messing up the progress. They got to go.
I mean, look at the woman that's Judge Joe Brown sent me a video of or it may have been King BJ sent me a video of a woman that was twerking with her 4 sons, and then she pulled her pants down. And I'm like, what am I looking at? Like, I was so horrified. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And not to mention, you know, you hear some of the lyrics from some of these rap songs. And I think, I just think that a lot of my sisters don't have the right upbringing, whether they've gone to college or not. They don't have the upbringing, and something's wrong with their frequency and their vibration. It's something terribly wrong, because there's no way I'm going to jump in a man's face or argue with a man. And I'm not going to have that vibrational frequency, which will allow a man to in turn do that to me. So it's something going on with we women of color that are the mothers of the earth. We really need to sit down and we need to have a talk. We need to have a serious talk, you know, because I'm going to just put it out there. Like, I mean, it's 3 sisters that look like me that have gotten pardons, and I've contacted all 3 of them and only one contacted me back. So it's like, what's going on with that? You know, so we don't even have a sisterhood anymore. And so it's not just them being disrespectful to our men, but the sisters are being disrespectful to one another as well. And we are the mothers of the earth.
You know, it's interesting you said that. I'm thinking about people need to watch that movie called Farewell Uncle Tom. Y'all heard of Farewell Uncle Tom, the director's cut, not the director's cut. I only watched it one time because I just, oh my God. But it's based on actual things, because you got to think about with that. I haven't seen that video. I don't think I want to see it anytime soon. But you think about that's ancestral trauma and memory. Think about the sex farms, you know, DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, where they were breeding us like horses. Like you had men screwing their mamas and aunts and sisters. That's how you come with the word MFer. From male screwing, then you had people, you know, the dozens, right? Because you had all these kids that were born deformed because, you know, their parents were too closely related, whatever. So you playing the dozens, right? So black folks, we've been through a horror movie called America, and we still going through the horror movie, you know. And the thing about it is, we understand those origins of our pain. Like even with the buck breaking, where they would take the strongest black man or male and rape him, sodomize him in front of his people, to kill your spirit, to crush your soul. I mean, they've been doing this from day one, and yet we still here. So what that tells about us, our resilience, our strength, and who we are. We are the chosen people, but we don't know how to choose ourselves. We keep on choosing them over us, and that's why we getting punished like this for decades and generations, because we're not choosing right. Like Willie Hutch said, I choose you, but we don't choose us. It's time to choose us. In 21, we must choose us, not them, but us. And my thing is, it's purging season. We dying, forget the COVID BS. We dying anyway. You know, we're dying anyway. It's not reasonable for people to think that you could still
with his song.
Yeah, but you know, killing me softly with McDonald's, with Big Macs, with fluoride, too much fluoride or lead in the water. They doing out. We have signed up for our own genocide and our own demise. They cannot do this without our consent. We are allowing them to get away with this, and we keep on blame. Well, we gotta blame ourselves now because we allowed them to do this to us for generations on generations. Like Henrietta Lacks. We talk about Tuskegee experiment. We talk about Henrietta Lacks. We allow these folks to get over on us because we treat our politics like comfort food. You know what I'm saying? We just consume it and not understanding the damage it does over the years to our bodies or to our minds. We have allowed ourselves to be the habitual guinea pigs and lab rats for this horrific experiment, excuse me. But I'm saying this is time to research. I'm not interested in what really happened on January 6th. Black folks need to stay their ass away from the Capitol and read some books and go work out and stuff and go meditate.
Exactly. So I just want to comment to Jay Baggs. And Jay Baggs says, sister, is Black women, not women of color. So I just want to be politically correct, and I want to be absolutely correct. What my title is, A.L.L's Indigenous American Woman. But I try to keep up with the audience and say, you know, well, Black people, you'll hear me say that, or you'll hear me say, you know, people of color. But I am an A.L.L's Indigenous American woman. My people was already here, but I didn't want to get into that topic. But I say it with respect and love, and I appreciate you and your comment. But I'm very clear on who I am and what I am and who we are and what we are. So,
and Cooler try to say where you was at last week or so with Dana with the data. Jersey Red, give a shout out to Jersey Red. But where you was at, Cooler said, what was the cavalry? You know, Cooler saying over there. But go ahead, brother BJ.
I got a question for you. Because Kulik and Lauren had an interesting dynamic, and they both said it. They almost was lockstep with each other. She said it on your show, and Kulik, I think he said it on his show. Was on your show, Kulik, and you made a comment that the majority of Black folks who don't know what they're voting for shouldn't be able to vote. Didn't you say that? Lauren said it too, actually.
Yes, I did. I stand by that strongly. It should be some type of test or something to be able to vote. Vote is, like I said, brother, I agree. Voting is not really nothing. I agree with what you said, but if we're going to allow everyone to vote, in particular these, and excuse me, but in particular these church going, Lord Jeebus, no white folks can't do no wrong type Black folks, they should not be able to vote. They're emotional. They're not educated. They're deaf, dumb, and blind. So there should be some type of test. Where, and not just Black folks, I mean white, I'm talking about everybody, but yeah, everybody should not be able to vote. That's a right not everybody should have. I mean, that's real walkie talkie. Yeah.
You want to know something? It's kind of weird, but I want to say something about white folks Jesus and Black folks Jesus. White folks Jesus allow you to come kill your ass, while Black folks Jesus tell you to be, oh my God, I'll forgive you. And Dylan Roof, I'm sorry about what you did. But I still love you, Dylan Roof. And if you wanted to kill me again, you get to kill me again. That's black folks Jesus for the most part.
Right.
I mean, but it is the valley of dry bones, and that's why it says in the Bible, the dry bones in the valley. I look at the Bible as a playbook to let me know how it was and what it's gonna be. Revelations right now, that's what it says, right? I mean, anybody catching on to that topic? Because I was just trying to find out that you got a guy who's and Sakima Bay was on that program with you, but he was on the program with us last month. He talked about your church in the 501c, which 3 was a corporation.
Right.
And they go on Monday morning and they get the collection plate and then they take it and go put the money in a Jewish bank or a white bank or whatever. They put in a black bank, maybe, but the black bank probably 9 times 10 we ran by a coon or something who probably got some influence. That's why when I came to Tennessee, I took a video right outside that Civil Rights Museum and I was out there saying, we shouldn't even go in this museum. You charging me to see, well, not really my history because you watered it down in the museum, but you still watered it down and go see. I think it was $13 to $16. We shouldn't even go into that Civil Rights Museum, man. I'm sorry. I mean, it is what it is. It's not even paying by us. It's a weird part.
Here's my opinion on this, and Brother Ron was talking about this too. One of the reasons why I think we're in this position is because we had these males, and this is the day too. We have these catty, jealous, ignorant males in this community. Now, I put them with the Jesse Jacksons and Al Sharptons and something like that. So what I'm saying is, just like you studied the Nipsey Hussle thing, what I'm saying is you have these men that get around these powerful men that are trying to be free, but these men are jealous. And I'm not going to say jealousy is just a woman trait. It's not. But we are going to say it's a feminine. It's a negative feminine connotation, if you will. So you have these men that get around these strong men like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, they're trying to do something. So they get them set up, they get them killed. And I've seen this stuff happen many, many times. So the numbers get more and more and more and more of these real men that were trying to do something, just like the baby boomers. That's why these baby boomers you're talking to, Ron, that's why they can talk that crap to you and disrespect you and say it in a liberal, covert way. So these are the survivors we have today. We have these killers, if you will, secret killers of these people that were trying to do something. So I look at my community now. Again, I go back to this thing about, okay, yeah, I might have a good job. Yeah, I might have all the women in the world. But really, am I a man? Just like a lot of men, what they did with Dr. Johnson's store, what they did with our store. No, if it ain't no money, ain't no women in it or whatever, something for them, they ain't going to deal with you. So they ain't men. It's a lot of punk. I'm not going to cuss. A lot of punk, ignorant, feminized men in this community. That's why, a big reason why we're in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true, and also I was looking at some other stuff like, I was just sometime looking at the stuff when you you go places and you see people children, they got, what is this stuff like watching SpongeBob and all this other nonsense. I'm like, wait a minute. So one day I was watching, the girl was watching, and I looked up and I said, dang, they got even skits in this movie. Well, Happy New Year to you, brother. But it goes to show you that they put so much stuff in your face. And I was explaining to Dr. Carmen, and I would want Kulik to probably respond to this because I don't think Dr. Carmen was aware of the Black Lives Matter, what we believe statement was me, Ron, Judge Joe Brown, even Dr. Short, and others had been busting out that statement, and they took it off their website after they realized a lot of people got wind of it. We want to destroy the nuclear family. We are a queer affirming network. We don't like cisgenders. We believe in a space of ageism and stuff like that. So, and I was explaining to Dr. Carmen about BLM or GLM, better yet, probably need to be GLM. And but I did say that you had the people like the D. Ray McKessons and the Brittany Farrells and the Alexis Templetons and the Cori Bushes, who actually was elected as a housewoman in Congress. She'll be going in Congress in a couple of days, actually. Cori Bush. And I showed Dr. Johnson, Cori Bush in my program. So these are what they call they're pimps. They're counter-revolutionaries, but they control the opposition. And they actually work. But it actually works because they get people to talk. And I just want to ask one question to everybody on this panel. What do y'all think about that that Kamala Harris charade of Kwanzaa? Wow.
I don't think about it, man. Y'all just waste too much time with these celebrities. You know, Malcolm warned you at that Berkeley thing. You can't trust these celebrities, man. Y'all like, I don't care what Pookie got to say. Pookie telling me to take the vaccine. I don't care what Pookie got to say about it, okay? Pookie.
Right.
I don't care what. I don't know what's in time now. I take that. I don't care, Pookie. Give a damn. Tell me, it could be crack. I don't care. I'm not interested. Just shut up and run that ball. Shoot that ball, dribble it, dance, sing, rap. I don't give a damn about your politics, man. Y'all put too much energy in this shit. I'm sorry, Doctor. Y'all put too much energy. It's a waste of. You might well go somewhere and masturbate. Give a damn about no LeBron James saying what he said. I love him as a great basketball player, but I tell you something. I am interested in that Master P Reebok. You trying to do that Reebok deal with Baron Davis. Think about it at the beginning of the year. With Kobe Bryant, this year was so messed up. That everything changed when Kobe died for me. Because I knew on Saturday night, I was on Beale Street celebrating the birthday of Larry Dodson, the singer of the Barcades. That's the same group that got taken out by Otis Redding, the original members. Most of them died in that plane crash back on December 10th, 1967. The only one survived was Ben Colley, who I knew a little bit. I went to his funeral 5 years ago, but he couldn't even swim. So this thing is all type of strange. They said Otis Redding had $10,000 in his personal suitcase from his concerts, and it went missing. You know, police back then made $5,000 a year. So think about it. His brother was able to make $10,000 in 2 nights. Otis had to go. But I'm saying with Otis, before he died, he was working on controlling black music distribution with James Brown. James Brown looked over that plane and said, Otis, don't ride this plane, man. It's not worthy to be flown. And Otis flew it anyway. You see what happened to Otis Redding. So I'm fast forwarding to Kobe Bryant. Now they said Kobe allegedly was going to leave Nike and start his own shoe company. Kobe was interested in starting his own league over in China. He was making all types of moves. Kobe was suing a big pharma company for the Black Mamba rights. All type of moves. He was due in court the following week, right? To contest or whatever, to do a settlement. They killed Kobe. Kobe, one of his business partners, was on the same board of directors with Jeffrey Epstein at a corporation.
Right.
On organization. So we don't, and Kobe's buried where? Corona Del Mar? Coronavirus? So what the hell am I gonna do with all this information? I don't know. But it's good to know. One thing about they told you they're gonna kill Kobe, right? That Comedy Central cartoon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Chamberlain Heights, whatever. They show how it played out as predictive programming. But why y'all don't get that the CIA, Department of Defense funds Hollywood and the news? So, like, you look at what happened in September 11, right? It's a show called The Lone Gunmen, a spinoff from the X-Files. Their first show was called Pilot, because it was a pilot episode. Came out in March of 2001. It showed a commercial airliner being hijacked, its computer being hijacked by a rogue elements within the federal government to fly into the World Trade Center. That was March of 2001. What happened September 11, 2001?
911 is a joke.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The guy who invented Family Guy and all them shows, he supposed to be on a plane in Boston going to L.A. The one that was hijacked. He said he overslept. No, he made that deal. He made that deal. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
911 is a joke.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't give a damn about LeBron James. With all due respect, what he got to say about politics. Y'all shouldn't care about it either. I don't care about Beyonce or Jay-Z got to say about anything. I don't care about it. They so disconnected. The only one that's worth saying anything is Kanye. Y'all think he's crazy. So I don't care about what they got to say about me existing. We as a people got to let that go. You know what that scene in The Bronx Tale? I love that movie, Bronx Tale. He told the kid, look, who's your hero? He said, Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle don't pay your bills. Your daddy paid the bills. Your daddy makes sure you got food on the table and a roof over your head. He should be your hero, not no Mickey Mantle. Damn, y'all this shit want heroes? Damn, superheroes. Look, man, it's almost midnight. Okay. I don't care. Y'all keep up the guy. I gotta care about Rihanna. Is she clone? Is Dave Chappelle clone? He might be clone. I met Dave Chappelle. He's a decent guy. Met him a couple times. But he might, who cares though? Why are we worried about, like, what did Dave Chappelle say? What do Ja Rule think about this? You know, he made that joke.
Yeah.
They interviewed Ja Rule about 9/11.
Right.
Who gives a damn what Ja Rule got to think? I like his songs. Yeah, I'm down there, shit. Everybody say, yeah. What do you think about 9/11, Ja Rule? It was an inside job. It's an inside job. Yeah. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
But what y'all think about that move with Master P buying Reebok or trying to? Think about Bill Cosby. Think about what I just said about Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, and all that stuff. Michael Jackson with ADB catalog.
Here's my thing on Percy Miller, Master P. I've been a huge fan of him as a young child and everything like that. But the good thing about P is you can't get to him. And what I mean is, anybody can be getting to, but what I'm saying is you can't bully him. Mm-hmm. So if you try him, there's gonna be some get back. So he can move differently how he wants. Just like Jay Prince, he can move how he wants. So you ain't gonna try certain people. So if he wants to do certain things, it's gonna happen.
But think about what you said with Jay Prince, though. You remember when they tried to control the distribution of black music? When Suge Knight, Jay Prince, and Irv Gotti, they all caught cases. Suge's in jail for a long, long time. But I'm saying Irv Gotti almost went to jail. Federal charges. He beat it in federal court. Then Jay Prince was harassed by the federal government for years.
Right.
So anytime we try to control stuff, they want to look at Farrakhan. He tried to get us to control our distribution and beauty supply industry. They turn everybody against him. So with Master P, he thinks like they think.
Right.
He moved like they move. He got a family. They believe in family. Them Italians and them Jews. Look at the what you call it, the Bronfman family. They own Seagrams.
Right.
They control Universal Venditti. They were bootlegging with Al Capone and Joe Kennedy and them. They don't care, man. They fight for this. See, what's wrong with black people is that they not stealing stuff from us. We giving it to them.
Right.
Like Nearest Green taught Jack Daniels. He didn't steal it from Nearest Green. Nearest Green taught Jack Daniels how to make that whiskey. His family now, they got a distillery now outside of Nashville just recently, but they were working as employees for generations for Jack Daniels. They supposed to be shareholders. You know what I'm saying? Like you think about even Hank Williams Sr. He died on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, whatever, back in the 50s. Don't you know that the dude that taught him how to sing and play guitar was a black man named T-Tot?
That's right.
Rufus Payne, known as T-Tot. His mama hired him to teach her son how to play and sing. And the Grand Ole Opry and Hank Williams Jr., they got a memorial outside of the cemetery where he's buried at down in Montgomery, Lincoln Cemetery. But Hank Williams Sr. acknowledged that this man was his master teacher. George Gershwin. Why do black folks love Porgy and Bess? Because he was taught by a black man named Lucky Roberts, a stride piano player from Philadelphia who became a multimillionaire through real estate in New York. That's Lucky Roberts. So we always teaching them everything. Give George Washington Carver with Henry Wallace and Henry Ford. So we always giving up the goods, man. And Happy New Year to me. We finally made it. I'm in 2021. We all live in legends now. But I'm gonna shut up now. But I just wanted to raise that. Kobe was making moves. He was a threat to the NBA. Now he was even advocating for girls basketball. And he probably been a rapist. And now he's the patron saint of women's sports. Oh wow. God got a cosmic sense of humor, doesn't he?
You know what? I forgot to tell you. Oprah did. There's a guy in the chat, Booker T. Yeah, he did put Oprah. Oprah did sell OWN. That came up the other day. So I just wanted to. And that's another thing. We got to stop selling. Okay.
Did she ever own it, really?
Question. Well, he said he questioned if he's really buying Reebok. They put blackface on deals all the time. Oprah selling old Jay-Z selling Tyler, Bob Johnson selling BET. My thing is, even if we do own it, you don't sell it out. You employ and hire your own people. You don't sell it out to them. You think about it. That's why 50 Cent was saying that he sold what is it, Coca-Cola for was it Coca-Cola vitamin water?
Vitamin water, yeah.
And then they done made billions and billions of dollars off it. So you could have made billions of dollars off it. You could have hired people.
Not necessarily, because their system. They don't want us to have that type of resources because it's their system. It's like you look at Bob Dylan that sold his whole catalog for $300 million to Universal. Was that a wise move? Well, yeah, for Bob Dylan. Well, he's Jewish. He's a Jew. You know, he loved the sisters though. He had a thing for black women. I mean, I know one of them, Dory Latner, who lives in DC. She's a civil rights legend. Used to work with Medgar Evers and all them back in the day down in Tougaloo. But he used to go down to Tougaloo just to visit her. He wrote songs about her and stuff. He got kids by black women, but he sold his catalog for $300 million. But y'all mad at Lil Wayne for selling his for $100 million. I mean, you ain't gonna, how long you gonna live? They gonna look at Michael Jackson, man. They ain't let him live long enough to enjoy what he did as far as a businessman.
Right.
Michael Jackson was trying to buy Marvel. Imagine if he controlled the Marvel cinema universe. Michael Jackson. You know, DreamWorks stole their logo from his Neverland Ranch logo, which just got sold for $22 million. So they don't play fair. What I'm saying is, what we gotta do. Master P is gangster with his, man.
Yeah.
Even from the independent music days. I mean, he would go to the radio station with his goons.
That's right.
That's how they move, man. We're gonna walk in the steps of Jesus. Jesus got my back, got this invisible jacket on my back. Jesus. Yeah. I'm not knocking Jesus, please. I don't want no, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna tell you something. I went down to Birmingham 5 years ago, right? I was there for Selma. I went to Selma 50. It was like a last minute decision. Obama spoke there, his BS. But anyway, I'll come back home. I'm gonna stop at Birmingham. I'll go to the Civil Rights Museum in Birmingham. It was closed that day, but the 16th Street Baptist Church was right across the street from that museum. So I went inside the 16th Street Baptist. It was the 4 little girls got killed. It was 5 little girls at all, but Cheryl Rudolph Collins survived. She just had permanent damage to her eyes, but she still lived in Birmingham area. And she voted for Biden. She unfriended me, but I ain't worried about it. It's God bless her. I want her to get reparations. But I went to that church, right? That powerful blast from the basement was so powerful, they destroyed the stained glass window image of the white Jesus. And you know what those black folks did? They got another white Jesus. It took white folks from Wales to raise enough money to make a stained glass of a black Jesus to put in the church. Why the white folks in Wales had more sense about you need to worship somebody look like you versus the black folks that lived in Birmingham? See, this is how messed up our people are. We don't even see God in us. We don't even see the God in us.
Well, you know what's so bad about it, Ron?
What's that?
Floetry had a song and told you it's the God in me, but they were actually telling you it's the God in you. That's what they were actually trying to tell you. We just missed it.
Yeah.
That's why I said killing me softly with his song, but they actually trying to turn this thing up a little bit. And I wanted to say something. And Cooley God, thank you for pointing me out to that wonderful video by Dr. Phil Valentine the other night. But actually, that video has been taken down off YouTube.
Yeah, I
recorded Black Magic.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but it was unlisted though. People are always snitching. I ain't get to. I got to look at that bitch. I'm about to start to do you all right. You think it's already gone? Ain't no bitch shoot or nothing like that, BJ. I know you know all the damn back alleys and stuff. Ain't no other thing.
I screenshot.
Man, I just. Yeah, man. It was.
You heard Dr. Phil Valentine a couple times, brother Cooley. Some great interviews with Dr. Phil. He was saying basically the same stuff, right? In your interviews?
Yes, he was, and he was adding on what's going on currently and some stuff updated too. You know how, like with the needle, and how basically, you know, they put it on the arm and it bounces right back in, and it's not an actual metal needle that can pierce the skin.
Of course not. It's Hollywood.
Yes.
But why would we believe? Why would we trust our lying eyes? And thank you, Dr. Johnson. I really appreciate you. We love you madly. You know what I'm talking about. For the support. But why do we trust our lying eyes?
Well, a lot of people would implode if they actually let themselves come across the truth. Like, for example, this whole alien thing. A lot of people, we can handle it, but let's say we actually saw a real alien with them big. I'm not saying aliens look like that, but them big.
But they are here though. I believe there are aliens here. There's some weird looking people I've seen.
them. And
I'm attracted to some. I'm attracted to some of these weird looking people though. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't gonna lie. I'm attracted to some of them. Them big foreheads, some big eyes. You know.
Rihanna's one of them. But yeah, I mean, I just think a lot of people would implode if they knew the truth about themselves and then what's really going on. They couldn't handle it. So literally, they just would explode. And I've read stuff. I've never seen it, but I've read stuff. People literally have imploded. You know, and I think that's.
Is this true? The brother Rich, his channel shut down.
I don't think it's shut. Is it shut down?
Wow, what they saying J bags. I don't know. Man, that's crazy, man. They really like Nazis up in big tech.
Yeah. Well, the Nazis. We got to get them out of there. And I again, we could get them out of there, but we want to. And I'm not saying us on here, but if we get off this YouTube, they'll change. They'll let us come back, or not let us come back on there, but they'll.
Well, we start on. Y'all on Clubhouse. I'm not cool enough to be on Clubhouse. Nobody invited me. Anybody on Clubhouse over here?
No, I'm out.
That'll be like
Bitch,
the black people's social, huh? No, I'm talking about the Clubhouse app. You heard about Clubhouse?
I'm about to check it out.
You got to get invited,
I heard
man.
it.
You're not cool enough to be invited. I guess we're not cool enough.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels was on there. I remember listening to one of them podcasts he did on there.
You on Clubhouse, man?
No, I was just listening to it.
You stuck in the back door.
No, I'm not on that.
Making deliveries and stuff. All right, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I just like anything y'all want to talk about that happened in last year. I mean, y'all want to talk about highlight before we get out of here. I don't want to hold y'all. I know Dr. Johnson, you a warrior. I know you've been doing the rounds and stuff like that. But is there anything we should highlight before we get off here?
I think that we probably should focus on moving forward. Like, what are we going to do moving forward and not look back? Because remember, in their watered down book, it says if you look back, you're going to turn to a pillar of salt.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't want to do that. We want to be able to move forward so we can create and produce and make things happen. So that's my take on that. Let's move forward and let's love one another, and let's our men love our women and our women promote our men. And I think that's just the most beautiful thing. And that is the highest vibration you could have is love.
Yes, ma'am. Anybody else?
Yeah, I do want to say one thing. Coming in this 2021, and I hope a lot of people get a third eye and stop falling for the nonsense. And we also have to also have more discussions about Kismezi, Corbett, Eunice Rivers, and so forth and so on, the actors, because we need to know about Kismezi, Corbett. Who is Kismezi, Corbett? Who is Eunice Rivers? Didn't they use the clergy? Didn't they use the same nonsense for the Negro Project? They used it for AIDS. I mean, they did every trick. See, hindsight is 2020, which is right weird because that's the year that we just ended out of, right? But also, if you don't know your history, you're doing repeated. And they did the same tricks, even though the clergy that time they weren't using basketball and football players, but they're gonna start using every avenue that you watch or you pay attention to try to get you. That's why I don't even really watch TV like that, I sit there, I be looking at the videos and I seeing people videos a while, call you or any of y'all anytime. Because y'all keep me going. You give me a new breath of life, including with the people I already knew. But it's down here. I'm in Richmond, Virginia. The cup board is kind of bare. I mean, it's actually bare. So I have to branch out. Like I said, I hope the and Brother Ron, I already met you, Kulik and Dr. Johnson. I probably meet. So I had a goal, try to meet every content creator or somebody who's had an effect in my life. So in some ways, so we're gonna try to make some things happen. We gotta stop putting people on this vaccine, man, because this thing is really working hard, man. And they going in overdrive. Like the woman Tiffany Pontes Dover, I don't want to check her Instagram and stuff a couple times and stuff. People say, "You okay?" They trying to tell you that woman alive, but that woman dead. That woman dead. I'm just telling you, man. Either he dead or she got Bell's palsy and she don't want to share her face. That woman, that nurse got Bell's palsy. They showed that. So
why does it matter though?
They got to try.
Why does it matter?
Well, I mean, really, what I'm saying, I want the people to get a education and learn, so they won't be stupid enough to go in there and take it.
But we know 5 years ago that Sandra Bland was dead in that mugshot. What we do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why should I care about this white woman? What about Susan Moore? What about Dr. Susan Moore? What's the love? What's that Breonna Taylor love for Dr. Susan Moore? Black folks, the white police gotta kill us. It was a black police? Oh man, we kill each other every day. Niggas kill niggas every day, man. They ain't shit. Was it albino? Okay, maybe white.
And I got one thing. I got one more thing to say that's just interesting. You said right there. Now, under the Obama administration and the Bush administration, because Katrina, they were knocking off black folks and abandoned.
Oh
You don't
man.
have less. Yeah.
Woo! We didn't have social media back then, but Cynthia McKinney put her name on the line and told the truth about the Danziger Bridge thing, where the police were killing them black dudes on the bridge, and that brother got killed by the police, and they burned him up in the car. Can you imagine what else went on down there? And you know, it was crazy how they look at us. They said they're cannibalizing people. This is like less than 24 hours later, but 24 hours earlier, we were eating Popeye's chicken. Now we cannibals. Less than 24 hours later, we was eating Popeyes. How the hell we cannibals next? You know, it's just like we allow these people to tell us what we worth and our value. We got to stop that. There is no value. All white people racist, man. And I'm saying that. And y'all ain't saying, I'm saying it. Let me make it easy for you.
I'm saying it too.
Because racism is not about hating nobody. There's a lot of racists that love black people. They sleep with black people. Hell, they even give black folks a job. But they racist. Because they benefit from a system that exploits you and keep you at a disadvantage for generations. All races are not white supremacists. Hell, you got black folks that's white supremacists. That's a religion. And religions don't really make sense anyway, but that's another story. But what I'm saying is, you believe that you're superior. That's a different story than I'm going to exploit y'all because I want leverage over y'all because I want certain things out of life. I want a certain quality of life. So stop confusing white supremacy with racism. It's two different things for me.
I got a good saying, Ron. I always got a good saying.
Mm-hmm.
If you give me a Klan member to talk to, me and him can talk all day long and talk about how much I don't like you, how much I don't like him. I don't want no liberal around me, no liberal whites around me, because I know you ain't nothing but a snake in the grass. Let me see the snake that I can see, so I know that I need to chop your head off or not. That's why I tell you, I don't have no white people hanging around me. No. You can talk to me at the job, or you can talk to me maybe on the court. But yeah, we can discuss some political issues. I'm gonna tell you what your people doing, and you can tell me you actually tell you the truth. You probably do a better job telling me what my people doing, because most of my people on your side in the political arena and Democratic side, they might well be white. They think like white. They are white supremacists for the most part, as you said, or they misinformed. But yeah, we do have to heighten the contradictions. As a matter of fact, I will say this though. On the younger side, I did find out that a lot of younger black men and some black women and voted for Trump or voted third party, and Kanye West even got some votes. So actually, to tell you the truth, it was also a large swath of black people that the media won't tell you, that didn't vote at all. So hey, the no reparations, no vote thing actually worked, and we'll see in the Senate runoff. Now you're seeing we're getting exposed Warnock for running over his wife's foot. So hey, I just like to see what's going on. I think 2021, I say hindsight 2020. If you don't know history, you're doing repeat it. But if hey, it is what it is. We got to go to another chapter, and I think a lot more gonna be revealed now. I think the mask is off, and we about to learn more. And some people, Kulik, this is what George Bush said: if the American people knew what we did, they would run us down the street and try to hang us.
That's right.
But that's what he said. That's George Bush Sr. But at the same time, in this equation, I think that if a lot of people know what they did, they might commit suicide now.
I mean, there's some weak people. It's probably white business people that do that. And black folk, we've been going through hell all this time. This is like Candyland. It's like damn Disney World for us, 2020. But I mean, somebody said in the chat that Dr. Susan Moore. I'm gonna put this up. I don't know, but I think about how the Soros went all out for Kamala Harris, Miss AKA. But this sister serving the community, being a true public servant, advocate for black people's health, and she dies. Nobody says nothing from her sorrow. And I got family of Delta, so I'm not, I got no dog in the fight, but they, whatever. But I think that's fascinating how black people are not really serious. And this is great. 2020 was the hindsight. Now 2021 is for foresight. So anything else, anybody?
No, I think the worst thing is black on black.
Mm.
You know, that's the worst thing. I like BJ just said. I mean, I'd rather sit down and talk to a Klansman than don't know that my brother or my sister is sitting beside me as a snake. That is the worst. Like I didn't see it coming with the NAACP. I did not see that coming, but I see it now, and I'm telling it. So,
But you
yeah.
look at Derek Johnson, and I'm gonna say this about Derek, the president of the national NAACP. I knew him when he was the president of the state of Mississippi NAACP. He's like a decent guy. But my thing is, if I heard that Zoom call, man, where is your testicular fortitude, man? Where's the bass and boom in the voice, man? I mean, I see why y'all didn't honor Charles Evans when he passed. You know, just a beta male. I mean, he's a good guy. I like him. Talk with, hey, Derek, you good Pete. But man, as a leader, man, no. And you will never mistake Mark Morial for Whitney Young. You'll never mistake Mark Morial for Whitney Young or Derek Johnson for even a Roy Wilkins or even Walter White. You could never mistake these guys. They got no type of conviction, no vision for our people. All they're concerned about is make sure they keep their mouth on the teeth close and tight. Sucking the teeth. They don't cut nothing.
I gotta take a plug for Judge Joe Brown. Like Judge Joe Brown, so oh shut up, y'all ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing to be happy. You know, yeah, man, so bad. You know, glad to not get nothing.
And let me put this
I mean,
up right here.
Funny,
Yeah.
It was like out of the movie Django, man. It was funny.
Yeah, I'm in the Mississippi Delta. It's Django every day. But I'm gonna put this quote about Henry Ford that I've been knowing about. Go ahead.
But I do thank you for bringing us on this program, and I'm glad that Kulik, you, Ron, and of course the Queen, Dr. Johnson, are on the program, and this has actually been a great way to bring in the new year. And hey, man, this beats going to any party, any club. You know, we got guys down here that gonna popping fireworks. I've been hearing fireworks pop all side for the last hour. They're like, God damn it, man.
I hear it too, man. But it's, you know what? You should celebrate. We gotta live in the moment more. That's why I'm learning. You gotta enjoy the moments because you're not promised anything. All we got is the present. That's why it's a present. It's a gift. And like, I'm gonna put up this Henry Ford quote that I'm familiar with. It is well enough that people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there will be a revolution before tomorrow morning. And like I'm telling people right now, this ain't the 1960s because the economy was expanding and booming. This is the 1930s. And that quote, 1930, you had the business plot, the Wall Street business plot to overthrow FDR and replace him with Smedley Butler, who was a patriot, who told about the banksters trying to overthrow the government. I think they did overthrow the government because Prescott Bush financed the Nazi regime. Him and his Harriman people. These folks, white businessmen from America, financed the so-called Nazi party. Henry Ford made equipment and vehicles for Hitler.
Right.
He's a capitalist. DuPont. All these folks, they make money off of wars. So he knew it is well enough. And I don't think he had no type of college degree. I don't even think he graduated from high school. That's all bunk. But I'm saying he's telling y'all, if we only knew, we would be in revolutionary mode. Trump is hiding the contradictions, so now we can know. And we can make a choice now. We now have a real choice to understanding or overstanding how the sausage is really made and how its production does not benefit us. The pork spinning and whatnot. So I think it's high time. Forget all this gossipy stuff. Who Rihanna is screwing does not help my life, quality of life. It does not. If she's screwing me, maybe. But if she's not screwing me, I don't care. So that's all I got. I mean, why are we so obsessed with this BS? Ain't y'all tired of these celebrities? They talk real loud, but they ain't saying nothing. Why don't you be the leader you looking for? Look in that mirror. You the leader that you need. Crack over some books. Get to know yourself. I love spending time by myself. I love my peace of mind. People, Ron, are you okay? Yeah, because I love me, myself, and I. I love that quality time to get to know me. Here, if I'm not a friend to myself, I have no friends. Because friendships and relationships change like the weathers, man. Change like the seasons. So if you ain't loving yourself, you can't love nobody. Because you somebody. And if you don't love yourself, you better, know what I'm saying? Like Dick says something all the time. I get it as I get older. My truth does not need to be validated by your ignorance. I don't need the approval of the crowd. Longer I could be comfortable and live myself, knowing that I'm doing the best I can, that I have my own moral compass and moral code that I adhere to. I don't need nobody's permission or consent just to be me. So I want people to enjoy their company, because people like, well, Brother Ron, you need this, man. I don't need that, man. I know what I need because I know who I am. And I know that I need to be of service to people while I'm here. But at the same time, I'm allowed to have some time for myself. And we all should not feel bad for choosing ourselves sometimes over other people and things. Because self-preservation is the number one law of nature. And Black folks, we're real terrible at not choosing ourselves. Because we want to be friends. Like, we got no friends. Like Mom Rainey said, her boss, her manager, we not even invite her to his home. How is he my friend? I'm not invited to your home to break bread. These boomers say, well, I got white friends. I said, you ever been invited to their home? But we just, Larry Bird, Mac, Larry Bird, Mac Johnson, yeah, they friends. They like brothers, eh? But have you ever had a Larry Bird, Magic Johnson relationship with any white person that you know? Broke bread. You know what I'm saying? Could be yourself. Ain't worried about what you got to say or how you say certain things. Just to be who you are. Could be yourself. That's with anybody. If you can't be yourself with everybody, you don't need to be with nobody. You just need to be with yourself. I mean, because you cannot make a real authentic contribution to the world if you're not who you are. If you're not who you are, it's like, I'm a jazz guy. I'm gonna let y'all go. I know I talk too damn much. I'm a jazz guy. I love jazz. I play my little trumpet and all that crap. But I love Thelonious Monk. Monk is an acquired taste for a lot of people. But Monk was a genius. And the only reason he was a genius because he dared to be himself. He played the piano the way he played it, not to please other people, but to be of pleasure to himself. It's like when I cook food, and I love to cook and eat, I don't care if you don't like it, long as I like it, long as I season the way I want to season it. It's for me. I love it. And I cook with love and care, and I try to be patient. Like, you got to understand, with you got to be patient, kind, and forgiving towards yourself. Because how you can forgive anybody else, you can't never forgive yourself. You always putting yourself down. See, Black folk, we are not like white people. Robert De Niro and Al Pacino could play gangsters and all this, shoot them up, and live to be almost 80. Tupac and Biggie had to die at 25 and 24. Your words create worlds. We got to serve connection to the universe. We shift paradigms and stuff. That's who Black people are.
Facts.
The best soldiers in history of the world are Black soldiers, so-called Black soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Because we want, like what Malcolm said, you bleed when the white man tells you to bleed. When he wants you to bleed in Korea, you bleed, but you won't bleed for yourself in Mississippi. You won't bleed for your liberation and self-determination. It's time to flip the script on that. Because if you must die, don't die like a coward. Die with some damn manhood and womanhood in you. Stand up for something.
And stop selling your people out. We need to stop selling our people out.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Stop selling us. This just...
everybody quit on me.
I'm here.
Hello?
No, I'm here. Yeah,
I'm here.
Screens are frozen.
When I was having the podcast with Akima earlier, it was weird stuff like this. So
I'm here.
As time stands still, everybody's gone. I mean, man, the NSA people, man, I tell you, everybody froze but me.
That's crazy.
Not here.
You see it? You hear us?
I hear y'all now, but y'all froze as soon as I got through. So I like, they playing with me, boy. I'm gonna survive 2021. Forget them. I'm gonna survive this thing. I ain't going out like that.
I challenge Black.
You need a bodyguard?
I challenge Black folks.
You need a bodyguard, man?
Nah, man, I don't need no bodyguard. Your bodyguard end up killing you by mistake. But I got the Most High, man. I got some protection. But go ahead.
I challenge Black folks, and I used to say this on one of my platforms, to be or have a movement called anti-celebrity or anti-Hollywood. But it come to find out, a lot of people wouldn't go for it, just like, buying the Jordans and the weaves and all that. But if I had this platform like some of these other people do, I would use it. Because like you said, I mean, what is Jay-Z? What is Beyonce? What are they doing? Because all Beyonce and Jay-Z could do, they could say right now, don't eat no more Chinese food because Asian people
Right.
are or really don't like you, right? Don't.
Mhm.
And I guarantee you, 7% of black folks would not, or more, would not eat no more Chinese food. But I don't have that type of platform. But I'm saying I would use it. But they don't challenge nothing. They haven't. I'm not even getting it, but they haven't done anything. And I'll challenge anybody on that. What is Jay-Z and Beyonce done? What have they done?
That's a good question. And Jay-Z betrayed Brooklyn with the gentrification because they use him as a Trojan horse to bring in the Barclays Center and stuff like that. Black folks been living in Brooklyn with them brownstones for generations.
Right.
Brooklyn had a amazing black history. When Ida B. Wells got ran out of Memphis in the South, the first place she went to was Brooklyn before she went to Chicago.
Right.
There was a safe haven for black people. And Jay-Z sold us out, and he was nothing but a damn mascot. You know, he's not a great businessman. You think about, I mean, he could be worth billions more if he was a better businessman.
Right.
But that's another story for another day. But anybody else, I mean, how can we get in touch with y'all? Sign a petition. You got the Carmen story. Go there, read her story, and sign that petition, folks.
Thank you. I appreciate
Well,
that.
let me activate. Well, yes, Dr. Johnson, always a pleasure. And like I say, Kulik and Ron, I started off, you can reach Bernard Johnson Facebook, Bernard 21 Instagram. If you www.kingbjfitness.com is a website. If you want to cash at me, $1919BJ, and Twitter KingBJ1987.
Excellent. And yeah, you need support King BJ. You in the Richmond area. You need to get in shape because it's purge season and Hunger Games and Water World about to come to your neighborhood. Predictive program. They prepared it for years. Terminator. They've been preparing us for years. Man.
I work out almost 6 o'clock every morning, man. Then I go do it in the evening again.
Yeah, because you got to say yourself to protect black women. You got to protect yourself. You on your own, like Patti LaBelle. I'm just saying, our black folk, we in bad shape right now as a collective. We out of shape, man.
Yeah.
We not ready for this. As a people, I mean, it's, got exceptions, of course. Yeah. LeBron James, they good to go. And they can run like a deer.
And I want to give Dr. Johnson one shout out right here. Dr. Johnson, your story actually kind of felt like the universe fell in place because as I won't talk about it on air too much, but it helped me with a situation that was going on here. I have a empty room in the house that I didn't have at first because situation I was talking about. We're talking about it another time. Hold on. But
they won't let you talk about it. Keep on bringing up your Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
I guess you need to talk off the air on that, man. I mean, it's a confessional. That
Dr. Johnson is Dr. Johnson. Her experience lets people know how to work the system. So it's kind of like spook that's set by the door. So thank you for being a spook that's set by the door.
I'm the spook who has sat by the door. They shouldn't have never put me in that prison camp. They shouldn't have never sent me to their courts. They shouldn't have never did that. And my book come out in March 2021. Oh, we're in 2021 now.
Oh yeah, so they're crazy.
It's coming out soon. So Judge Joe Brown is writing forward to the book, and
Excellent.
I'm really, really excited. And I appreciate you guys having me. I appreciate your audience. I love all of you, and let's keep our frequencies and vibrations up.
We definitely want to have you back on the show before the end, but we definitely want to promote your book when you get it out, Dr. Johnson.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate you. Cool it, brother. Cool it.
Yeah, I just want to say, just like Dr. Johnson said, y'all need to look at her story, understand it. This is something not just for herself. This is for our people. And I'll Jay-Z and Beyonce, maybe they'll pick up Dr. Johnson's story. They could pick up the story. Look, this is crazy. They could pick the story right now, and within hours, her whole, I don't want to say your life, but that whole, what she's got going on could change like that. But we don't want to We don't want to use it. We don't want to use our power. We don't want to sacrifice. We don't want to. A lot of us are scared too. A lot of us are scared. We'll admit it, a lot of scared people out there. And then somebody said in the room about the Jay-Z and the pay. That's
Yeah, let me put that
it's bullock to me personally. It is, but I mean, and there's people I know that got way lower status that have done things like that. So Jay-Z and Beyonce doing something like that with the money and power they get, that ain't nothing to me. But hopefully, they can help out people that need help, and we'll let it be. But y'all can find me at Pioneer Cool It. Y'all see my cash up there. Black folks, let's really get this movement going. Anti-Hollywood, anti-celebrity. Because I'm with it. I've been tired. I'm tired of LeBron James. I'm tired of this NBA. I'm tired of this NFL. I'm tired of these big Negroes out here running this ball, getting hit in the head, looking stupid like a bunch of animals, and white folks over there owning it, clapping. I'm tired of it. It's annoying to me. And black men that watch it, you are fools, you're childs. I'm saying it. Don't come to me asking about how the game was, how they when they ask me that, I give them a bad answer. They don't like it. Man, it's just a game. It's just a game. Well, if it's just a game, why the hell are you watching it? With all this stuff going on, you watching some dumb Negroes running the ball, getting hit. That insults my intelligence. So I'm gonna leave it.
And what's the coach name at Clemson, man? What's his name?
I don't even know.
Jimbo or some stuff. What's his name? You know it. What's his name, BJ?
Dabo Swinney.
Y'all better get that ball, boy. Dabo Swinney. It's like run, Forrest, run, man. Our people, man, God bless us. But I want to thank you all for being on here. I want us to have our stuff together with Dr. Johnson, get that pardon before the end of this year. We should be so much on code, have our agenda in order, have ourselves in order, check ourselves, hold ourselves accountable, that we have Dr. Johnson get that pardon that she deserves. Dr. Bill Cosby get out of jail. Mumi Abu-Jamal get out of jail. H. Rap Brown get out of jail. Ashad Shakur gets pardoned. Dr. Matula Shakur. We should be so much on code, because I'm not hating on Meek Mill, but because Meek Mill was a celebrity, people cared. The same state of Pennsylvania that did that to Meek Mill also send all them kids to their private juvenile detention center for profit. These judges that railroaded down, some other folks, another judge from Pennsylvania railroaded Dr. Cosby. I'm gonna say, when does it end with us? How much are we gluttons for punishment? Because Dr. Johnson, was that the same prison you went to that Billie Holiday went to?
Billie Holiday, Martha Stewart, Jesse Jackson's daughter-in-law, Sandy, and we had lunch a couple of times there. Yeah.
Wow. I got to talk to you. I know it's going to be in your book. I know you're going to talk about that in your book.
It's a little bit about, how I was strangled and drugged on the floor by guards, and, and how I sued the prison, and how I had the prison raided by the feds. So it's going to be in my book. I didn't just sit there and lick my wounds and cry. I was fighting on my personal case, going to the Supreme Court, and I was suing the jail, the prison, the guards, the staff, and had them raided. They told me, don't I ever come back there, because I don't know how to act. No, I don't know how to act like a criminal. No, I don't know how to act like a felon. No, I don't know how to act like an inmate, because that's not who I am.
Wow. I thought about that because I saw this excellent Billie Holiday documentary, and I said, this must be the same prison Dr. Johnson went to, because they sent her to like a year and a half. Yep, but the government went after Billie Holiday. They COINTELPRO Billie Holiday, her own manager, this Jewish guy named Joe Glacier, who was Louis Armstrong, her idol's manager. He sent the feds after her, he's trying to help her get off of drugs. He killed that woman by doing that. The federal government went after Billie Holiday, especially after she sung their song Strange Fruit. See, I'm gonna tell you, our black women are brave, man. Nina Simone did Mississippi Goddamn. Billie did Strange Fruit. She didn't write it. But why are the black males in jazz that did anything like that on that level? I mean, you got, Sam Cooke, Change Gonna Come, Curtis. I'm talking about, what were Billie's contemporaries? Males that did the same type of bravery and courage that she had to stand up for people.
Her husband, her
oh my God,
her husband was stealing her money and ran off with a white woman. So
yeah, she had poor taste in men. It's not all, she had, what, Billie Holiday, Billie Holiday, I love her voice, but I couldn't date nobody like Billie Holiday. I couldn't marry nobody like Billie Holiday, but I love her. But the thing about Billie Holiday, she chose those type of men. It's like I look at Meg Thee Stallion or Cardi B. They not Billie Holiday, but you look at Billie Holiday, she was a glutton for punishment. She loved it when men beat her down because like it was like a sex thing for her. If that make any sense. Like she got off on that. And like, dudes, Billie chose some type of dudes. Like, how do you protect a woman that choose guys like that? If she like that type of punishment.
But in the end, in her defense, in her real story, after she left Alderson Federal Prison Camp, her mission was to stop racism. That was her biggest thing, and to protect children. Yeah. But no one talks about that part because she died right after that. So her focus became on racism and the children. But
okay, she a little bit, but she died at 44. She was young, and she died handcuffed to a hospital bed in disgrace. But I don't think she's a victim. I think she was a powerful figure, a triumphant figure, actually. You just got to tell our story a different way. Like your story, you're not a tragic figure to me. You went through a lot of hardships, but you still standing. You're resilient. You're beautiful. You're strong. You're determined. You're going to get through this. You have been weathering the storm. So you're not a victim. I mean, you've been victimized, but I'm not saying you don't, it's not a pity part with you. You are determined to get what was due to you.
Yeah.
So that's a lesson that people should take. That's why people need to go to Carmen's story and get that story and invite you on their platforms to amplify your message.
And stop being scared. Stop being afraid of the white man.
That's right.
That's the lowest vibration is fear.
It is.
Yeah.
But thank y'all so much. Happy New Year's to everybody. And y'all take care of take care of yourselves and take care of each other. So we need the village to come back in full force. Thank y'all so much.
All right, bye-bye.
You too.
All right. Blessings. Blessings. That does it for We All Be. We All Be TV. I gave y'all what y'all want. I tried to have some more people on, but they didn't come on. They stood me up. Oh well. And then people got cold feet because they, can we all just get along? So I know people had issues with people, but life is too short to always be at odds with your kinfolk. It's a family affair, y'all. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. And don't go. I got to go. I got to go. But I want to wish y'all a happy New Year. We made it. Everybody, you hear my voice? You are a living legend because you survived 2020. You survived 2020. I want to thank everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I just got to leave for a moment. I'll be back, baby. I'll be back. I have more We All Be TV shows. Happy New Year's. Yes, it's good to see y'all. I'm happy to be here. It's a blessing. Thank you, brother. Information Man Show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Do I invite subscribers on my live? I need to start. Like you talking about call in. I might be doing it. I may do that in the future. I haven't really did a lot of live streams until this year, towards the end. I was kind of apprehensive about live streaming because I didn't know if my stuff would be buffering all the time and if my Wi-Fi will hold up. But like this StreamYard is really holding up, and I thank y'all for receiving the message. Happy fiscal year. I love it, man. Bitcoin. We gotta get some Bitcoin. It's like Bitcoin all the way. Thank you, King BJ. Yay. King BJ. He made it through. Strong brother. But if you are in Richmond, y'all need to support his personal training business because black folk, we need to get our mind and body right. Get our minds and body right. Yeah, I might be doing calling. I'm looking at, I'm just learning so much new stuff, this technology. Yeah, it's time for us to control our economics, our education, and our food. If you don't control our food, economics, or education, you can't call yourself a community. So you had a well-led life. You met Coretta and Dick Gregory in one lifetime. You doing something right, brother. You might have to call me. Y'all know how to get at me. You see my email. Tell me your story. But that does it. We love you madly. And Happy New Year. Happy New Year. One love.